I evicted my GF of 3 years. Stephanie was 28, I was 33, and she'd lived in my condo in Yaletown for 2 years without paying a cent of rent. I bought the place outright at 24 with money my grandfather left me. I made 3 times what she made at the marketing agency, so I covered groceries, streaming, her share of the parking spot, all of it. I never once brought it up. That wasn't the point of us. A month ago, on a Saturday, she told me she had a family dinner an hour out in Chilliwack. Her brother Owen and her aunt were flying in. They needed to talk about her grandma, who'd been slipping into dementia for a year. I'd gone to probably 40 of these dinners over 3 years. This time she said it was just family, close the door kind of talk. She asked to borrow my car, a 2021 Audi A3 I'd had for 8 months, since her Corolla was in the shop for a week. I said sure. I dropped her at the Parkade exit around 1. She texted me at 10 that night saying she'd had wine with her mom and was staying over. Normal enough. I watched a game, went to bed. By 10 the next morning she still wasn't answering. Not texts, not calls, nothing. I called her mom, Carol, around 11, expecting her to hand the phone over. Carol said there'd been no dinner, no family meeting. Owen wasn't even in the province. He was in Calgary for work. I sat on my couch with my coffee going cold, running through every bad scenario. Hospital, accident, worse. At noon my buzzer rang. It was her. She looked like she'd slept in a stairwell, mascara down one cheek, no shoes on. First thing out of her mouth wasn't sorry or an explanation. It was that she'd lost her keys. My building fob, my apartment key, and my car key, all of it, gone. She also had no idea where my car was. I made her sit down and tell me everything, and it came out in pieces because she kept stopping to say it wasn't a big deal. She'd gone out with her friend Priya to a club on Granville called Fortune Sound. They met 3 guys there. Drinks kept coming. At some point she handed my car keys to one of them, a guy named Dominic, because she was too drunk to drive and he said he'd take everyone back to his place in Kitsilano. He parked my Audi in a bus stop zone on Robson. It got towed before sunrise. She spent the night at Dominic's. She swore up and down nothing happened with her, that Priya was the one who slept with someone, and she'd only gone along to make sure Priya was safe. She didn't know Dominic's last name, she said, didn't have his number, no way to get my keys back, and she'd lied about the whole night because, in her exact words, I never want to go clubbing with her anyway. I spent that afternoon on the phone with a tow yard on Kent Avenue, paying $387 to get my own car back, driving Stephanie's Corolla down there alone. The clerk at the counter mentioned, while pulling up the file, that the vehicle had been released to the lot on a call placed by a Dominic Reyes, name and number both sitting right there on the paperwork from the responding officer. I didn't think much of it until I got home and, more out of habit than suspicion, typed that name into Stephanie's Instagram followers. He was there, following her since March. I scrolled back through her likes and found comments between them going back weeks. Easy and familiar, the kind you don't leave for a stranger you just met at a club that same night. I didn't yell. I packed a bag for her while she was still in the shower washing off the night before, set it by the front door with her spare key and fob sitting on top, and waited for her to come out in a towel. She saw the bag before I said a single word and started crying. I told her she had until 6 to get whatever else she needed, and that a locksmith was coming at 7 to change everything. She called her mom right there in the hallway, sobbing that I was throwing her out over one mistake. Carol got on speaker and told me I was overreacting, that her daughter had never cheated, that a towed car wasn't worth ending 3 years together. I told Carol to ask her daughter who Dominic Reyes was before she started defending her. Stephanie's brother Owen showed up at 6:30 anyway, driving up from Chilliwack, pounding on my door and telling me through the wood that I was heartless for putting her out with nowhere to go on a Sunday night. I opened the door, set her last box in the hallway next to him, and told him she had a mother 40 minutes away with a spare room and a car that already knew the way there. Then I shut the door and bolted it before the locksmith even rang the buzzer downstairs.